afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to my listening and viewing audiences in Antigua, across the diaspora, and I have some little people watching me, so I have to say good afternoon to them too. I don't know who they are. But I was at a funeral yesterday, and when I was leaving, there was this lady, a very mature lady. My mother says I can't say they're old, so I can't say they're old. A mature lady who says that she listens as often as she can. She didn't tell me her name, but she wanted me to tell her howdy. So lady that I met at the funeral yesterday, howdy. Thank you for tuning in and listening, and your feedback was so welcomed. So now first I have to show off. I have new headphones. You know, you're grateful for the simple things. And I have a lovely chair. Jupiter, thank you. Y'all know because Jupiter regularly, so when I have to big him up, I big him up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Weird Ones Wednesday, and today we have a few things in the air that we want to get out of the way. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for the feedback that we got on the Social Security program that we had last week with Mr. Matthias, the Executive Director. We've gotten lots and lots of feedback. Yes, we're going to upload it as a separate program by itself. We've gotten quite a bit of feedback. It's been a while since we've gotten that much feedback. So I want to say thank you very much for the feedback. Keep them coming. And we will try, Kemal, good afternoon. Do not disturb me. It's too early. We will try our best to have Mr. Matthias back so that we can do a follow-up edition. All right, that works. I hope that works for everybody. All right. Now in studios today, you notice we started a little ahead of time, and let me apologize. Jojo, good afternoon. Yes, we are running a little late. It's not my fault. Technical difficulties. I'm learning so that I need to get an additional technician so that I don't have technical difficulties. That sounds interesting. Yes, because they keep telling me that I should learn to manage the board. It looked nice and small, and then when you start, and then you're thinking about what you need to say, you fuddle everything, and everything mash up. And I am not trying to play. My son says I can't multitask, so I will not play hero. Having said that, my guests today are from my credit union. I have to start off by saying that, because if I don't, Cutty going to take my head off. My credit union, the St. John's Co-operative. I said it right this time. See, credit union. Yeah. He was spanking me before because I wasn't using my notes and I wasn't getting it correct. And today we are, you know, it's a new year, and you know, many persons like to make resolutions at the start of a new year, and many resolutions normally surround that we're going to do better financially and save and so on and so on. And if you all leave it to me to tell you all about New Year resolutions, I'm going to tell you all let's go more restaurants and eat. So I have with me the experts in that matter today. I have one of my linemen, but no, I'm not going to say that. Let me do this properly. Cutty, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? You all right?
I am wonderful. It's not him. I was going to tease, so I'll come to her in a minute. You are in charge of...
I'm the financial manager at St. John's Co-operative Credit Union. You know, they say cooperative. Yeah, let's stress it. So I'm here just to try and, you know, talk about some savings and stuff with everybody. And hopefully everybody can start on the right foot. At least the right foot or left foot if you're left-handed, but the proper foot.
Even if you're left-handed, it's still the right foot. So it's okay. Right foot, right hand. Really, your right foot and hands are really your left side, because the left-handed people are really the most talented and creative. You know, right? You agree with me?
I agree with you 110%.
See, right? That's the right. And along with Mr. Weston, we have so we got some about everybody, but I can't say that today because we are being very serious and dignified today. Toya, darling, how do you do?
I'm good. I'm fine, thanks.
All right, and Toya, you are the operations manager?
Yes, at St. John's Co-operative Credit Union.
She's soft. And you are with Cutty today to help us understand better. Well, I'm going to assume that we have some already. We're going to be looking at better savings habits.
Yes, savings
and so on,
and the options that we offer, the products and services that we offer at St. John's Co-operative Credit Union.
Well, here's the thing before we jump right into that. You see, Cutty has been with us before, so he gets away from this, you know. Last time Cutty was with us, we mind his business. Did he tell you that we had to mind his business? The things that he does when he's not.
I wanted to be a surprise for her.
Okay, so when you're with us for the first time inside the studios, you're going to pretend like I don't even know your business, the little bit that I know. And not the kinds that we know when we're linemen, right? But we're going to just give our audience a little background as to who Latoya is when she's not operations manager at Credit Union.
Oh, well, who Latoya is in live and direct is the same person she is at St. John's Co-operative Credit Union. I've been in the banking industry for just around 20 years, and I joined St. John's Co-operative Credit Union just over 3 years, and I have a passion for service and providing exceptional service, so I cater to each and every member needs. And on the outside of St. John's, I am a person who loves to interact, loves to socialize, love fun things. And so that's who I am.
Well, I can tell you for sure that she is excellent on customer service. We won't discuss the fun things we could get into trouble with today. Right, Toya?
Yes.
Yes. So, I want to just begin by, Kati, you can just remind us, what does St. John's Co-operative Credit Union do?
Right. Well, I always tell people that we're in the life-changing business. We like to take people from one stage in their life, like the beginning stage or so, and transform them into a more positive, better, more financially sound stage in their life. I remember we have stories of individuals that started off taking a student loan with us, and and then studied, and then now coming back for a mortgage, and going forward and so on, and even probably want to buy a second property. So we try and invest in people. We try to, teach people the right fiscal or financial ways of managing their money, and take them from one stage to the next. And even if you're at a stage where you're financially comfortable, we even want to, put you at ease. Say, hey, listen, this is a safe place to put your money. We've been around over 30-something years. So we are here to help you, and we'll give you the best interest rates. Actually, our interest rates on savings are better than anywhere in the market. So St. John's is a place.
You have interest rate on savings?
Oh yeah. We're the last credit, last financial institution to move from 5% down to 3 or 2 or so percent. Right now we're at 2.5. So we really, and that's,
you're like 2.5% more than the banks.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say that. Sorry.
Yeah, we are because we did the market as well. We're a bit higher than the banks. So again, we are more member centric. We're about pleasing everybody. We're there about developing people. That's what we want to do.
Toya, I can call you Toya. I have to say Latoya. Let me be proper. Latoya, darling. Yes. What's the main difference to your mind? You have worked at the regular financial institutions, and you're now working at a credit union. To your mind, with your body of experience, what's the major difference between our banks as we know them and credit unions?
The major difference is that the credit union is owned by its members, and so the members have a say in everything that happens there in terms of the products and the services, the interest rates, everything. When you go to the AGM, you have a say, right? Whereas in the banking industry, the banks are owned by a few shareholders who at the end of the day, they share the profits. The credit union is not for profit.
Okay, all right.
To add to that, though, we have a saying at St. John's that, in the sea you have fish and whales, and us being a whale, we still, live in the same space, but we're totally different. One is a mammal and one is a fish. Okay. So even though we offer financial services like the banks, us as whales, we try and do it in a different manner, but we still, offer the same, same services, but just
similar products.
Yeah, but just with a difference.
Before we go directly to the savings component, I have two questions, because I went to two financial institutions today to transact some business, and at one of them, I observed a customer with concern, because if they were depositing more than $5,000 cash, they had to pay a fee. So if I come to the credit union to deposit $5,000 cash, more than that, do I have to pay a fee?
No,
not at all.
No. See, that's already a big difference. And another customer, they were withdrawing more than $5,000 cash, and they had to pay a fee.
No.
You sure?
No, we don't do that.
It's a loan, no fees charged, because remember, you own the credit union.
Okay, and what about?
It's always here for you.
Okay, and what about if I the regular monthly? Because I know most financial institutions, there's a user fee. A service charge
on the account.
On the accounts, do you guys have service charges on your accounts?
Not like in their manner. If it's a checking account, yes, because we have to process checks.
Right.
And so
yes.
there's a cost to doing that. But outside of that, no.
So if I have a savings account and I'm saving regularly,
no, we actually applaud you.
Right.
Yeah. Probably might get a pen too.
Oh, nice. What services? I know we're discussing savings, but I just wanted to small businesses. How much attention does the credit union pay to small business services?
We do a lot because we for instance, we opened a branch on Friars Hill Road because we see there's going to be a new economic center, especially when the road is fixed. And
coming soon.
Yeah.
Have faith.
Well, I live on the north side, so I can attest that it's really nice. Once you get down, it's really good.
You mean once you get up?
When you get up, is really different. But we see there's a new economic center, so we open a branch at Friars Hill Road. Also, what we try to do at that branch is to cater for more small business, less lines. We have a private room if you have to deposit money and stuff like that.
Corporate office.
Corporate, right? That's the word, right. Corporate office. And
night depository.
And nice. That as well, especially night depository. I've been telling my good friend and our good friend actually, Ted. Now, he's a fisherman. Utilize the night depository, so that when you come in with the fish and you get it sold, you can just put the money in the night depository.
And our good friend has not started using it yet?
Not yet. That's still working on it.
I will deal with him after the show.
But he's good a good member, though.
Ted. How are you?
He's a good
It's not
member.
you be talking, but
So, and also what we do in October, though, we have a Entrepreneurs Roundtable
where we give back to our members through training and development. So in October, it's International Credit Union Month, and so at St. John's Co-operative Credit Union, we...
go ahead.
At St. John's Co-operative Credit
Perfect.
Union, we have that program every October where we do training. So last year we were doing based on media development, promotion of your business, small business. So we had even the marketing machine teaching us marketing techniques to the members. And so, as I said, we pride in giving back to our members.
And I think also last year, but the rain came, and we can't complain because we do need the rain, but we had a fear. Yeah, we had a fear with street, but but we need the rain, but the rain kind of
small business owners, they were able to exhibit their products and services and dialogue with the public.
Under the auspices of the credit union?
Yes.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. So now we come to our substantive matters that you guys would like to address today. Why do we need to talk about savings? Isn't it usual that most people would save?
No, not really, no. It's something that I've made mistakes for 20 years, so I've learned from my mistakes and begun to save. I think the first thing you have to do is work on yourself. What kind of person are you? If you're a person like me that likes to party and or like to go out and stuff like that, you really need to find a way to take the money out from your hands.
Stop, drop, what?
Yeah. So
you have me bowing my head.
So what we do at St. John's Credit Union, and which I personally utilize, is we have something called compulsory savings. We have other box accounts like
the flexi box accounts, right? We have the retirement savings, mortgage savings, youth empowerment, and professionals.
So
vacation, travel, and leisure, Christmas club, summer club.
So you see how
we have all the options.
You're just like an ice cream shop. You have so many flavors. So,
interesting.
So what you do for me, I set aside a certain amount and put it in one of those particular accounts that I cannot touch because you cannot withdraw from them once you start. So I utilize that to help me try and save, because if I have the money, we have access to it, it's going to be spent.
It's easy to withdraw.
Yeah. So and also
feeling guilty. I used to do this.
Yeah. And also to what other person need to do. You need to have a goal. What is your end game in life? For me, I'm looking what kind of life I want to live at 60. I would like to be like my mom, just pick up one day and just decide to take a trip or something like that. So for now, I have to try and save money in a manner so that when I reach that particular age, I am pretty much comfortable. I can retire.
But you can live off your Social Security pension.
I don't know if they can have a Social Security by the time I get that age. So I'm not going to rely on it. I'm trying to set myself up. No,
that is what you see, and that's what I wanted to throw in, because I think too many of us are not taking advantage of opportunities such as what you guys are here to offer, because we're thinking that we have that little social security nest egg, which really is inadequate to look after us when we get older.
Precisely. So you really want to structure life that way. If you're a young family, a young person, then you'd have to say, well, okay, we have kids going to study and so on, so we want to structure our savings in a manner that by the time they reach that age, you have enough money that you could send them off, or or if you borrow, it won't be so much of a burden on you, So that's why it's all about where you see yourself, or where you want to see yourself, and working towards it. Like I tell people, there could be many pitfalls. It's just like trying to lose weight. You're going to have a day that you mess up, you cheat or whatever, but you just have to start again and just keep the discipline going, and know yourself and be realistic about how much you save. You can't work for $2,000 and say you want to save $5,000 a month. Maybe you just can save $200. And this is what I think about, what about the Prime Minister when he speaks, though. He always talks about the entrepreneurial, business, and that's the next thing. I think we had a discussion some time ago that sometimes the money that you're making is just not enough. Cost of living is too high. You need to have something like a side hustle that can help bring some money into you, so it can help save. So sometimes we have to learn different skills and put our skills to use. We may have to invest in ourselves to develop different skill sets.
But to invest in myself, I need money.
Right.
Well, I'm not sure I'm making enough. But go ahead, Toya.
That's where we come in, because we offer free financial counseling, right?
Okay.
And so most persons, they're not the expert in this business, but we have been there, we have done that, and we have the knowledge. And so we always say to our members and the general public out there, call us first for everything, because we should be your financial providers of choice, because as I said, we have products and services geared to every need. We have loans for every and anything you can think about. We have the savings products, right? You asked earlier about the difference between banks and credit unions. When you become a member, it's one account, and you have many sub accounts that we offer on the need. Your one account, whereas at other institutions you have to open up several different accounts. Your checking account is a different number, your savings account is a different number, your fixed deposit is a different number. We have everything packaged for you
under one
one account number. And so we always encourage persons to really think about it and discuss what your plans are. So you're going to think about getting a car at the end of the year. Call us, discuss, let's look at your income, let's look at your expenses and see how we can direct you. Some persons start to save towards their goals, so you save towards the deposit, right? So you plan on getting a loan in December, start now, so you have that deposit, you have the foundation.
So when you say start now, so you have that deposit, I work for $1,500, and can I save $50 a month? What would inspire me to walk down to the credit union every month to put aside? That's okay. $1,500. I work for $450 a week. I work for $500 a week. But I am not going to be motivated to walk down to the credit union to put aside a $20 or $30.
But you don't have to
your
walk.
Workplace can send it direct deposits.
And what cost does that come at?
No cost.
Well, no cost. Some workplace, you just explain to them you wanna.
I'm asking these questions so that the persons can understand and appreciate. Right, yeah. So it as little, regardless of the sum, because the old people like to say one full basket, right? And you were mentioning about you can save up to be the deposit on your bigger initiative.
Right. Yes.
Right.
And even saving, the rule of thumb is that you should at least save 10% of your income. Right?
Do you think people really, from your experience, I know you're not directly hands-on with the customers, but I'm sure you would speak to your staff and get feedback and so on.
Yes.
Are we as a people really...
No.
No. I didn't even finish the question.
Because
this is like when you're on top of the farm and Bobby Magson say 1+ and you fly out the answer. Carry on.
No, because actually, running the demographics for the credit union just the other day, I found, that there are some people that are really saving, and there's a lot of people that not. And I'm curious to know why is that? Why? What is happening there? What's going on? Why that is the case? But whereas some set are actually doing it pretty well. I think persons over 50 have, tend to have a better savings cushion. As opposed to somebody in the 20s, which we kind of understand the 20s because they're just starting out in life and whatever. But I still find that for us, and I think this is systematic for the whole Avanti, that even the individuals 40 and over, the saving isn't where they really want it to be. And it's very, very evident. And it's something that we as a people need to fix. Something that we really need to do. I think we consume a lot, and we don't really manage our, savings properly.
Yeah, so we have to encourage persons to start somewhere, right, and develop the discipline, because it comes with discipline, right?
That's
so
the problem.
Right, because you start and you want to withdraw, something comes up, but if you have that discipline to say, okay, I'm putting it here, and that's where it stays until. Right?
And learn to say no.
And learn to say no. Learn to live. Be realistic and live within your means. Because if it is your salary is X and you do your monthly budgeting, right?
Do your who?
Monthly budgeting.
What is
so
that?
You look at your expenses, and some persons use an app. Some persons just use an Excel where it does a calculation at the end where you list all of your monthly expenses, your needs, those things that you have to pay. So in order to get electricity, you have to pay APUA to get it, water, and so the amount. Well, sometimes it goes over, but you estimate the amount that you would pay based on trends. And so you start, it's January now, so you look at your bills. So APUA, water, electricity. If you have a telephone, internet, yes, your cell phone bill, how much it is for food. How much it is for food. If you have children in school, what is the school fee? And you divide it to get the monthly contribution that you would make. So you have that. So when it comes to time for school fee, you're not running around because you would have started to save. So I know school is going to start again for the second term. So I start saving now, January, February, March. And I'll have that put aside in a savings account.
And also, too, I think we as a people, to develop the culture, we have to start with the young children.
Right.
And we have the kickstart programs for the children as well.
Where we're in the schools.
Right, and get them. And even if you go to a school that we are not there, you can still join the credit union and do a kickstart for them. Because I can tell you, psychologically, it helps the children to know that when they get maybe $5 or something, they come and bring it to the credit union and save it.
Yeah.
So it develops a particular culture, a particular habit. I have a cousin. My mom always tell a story. She set him an account for his birthday, and I'm telling this 30-something years since, he's a really good saver, So, you have to have that kind of...
They don't spend money when they're little. If you catch them when they're little, they don't spend. I don't know how we transition to adulthood and then we spend off everything. But when we're little, we don't spend.
When you're little, you spend your parents' money. So when they become an adult now, you have your money. So you need to learn to manage it from little.
Yes.
So as Weston was saying, we go into the schools and we have credit union day. So it's St. John's Co-operative Credit Union Day. And the children, we have a representative that goes to the school, and the children line up and they know they bring their money, and they feel good.
Okay.
When I go there for parent teachers meeting, they're so excited and they're happy. We also have...
Do you have a good take up for that? Do you have a lot of students, or are you target particular classes, or it's open to the entire school?
To the entire school.
And how has the feedback been from the students and from the parents in terms of supporting?
Yes, actually when we started in the school, we started with $10, and the parents and the children wanted to contribute more. And so we now have
they're not contributing their own money.
A range where it's $10 to $200 that they can deposit.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
But I want to get back to this point, though, Peter, in terms of side hustles and so on. I remember I have a friend, and she could bake, what's it called this thing? Banana bread. And so she do it with blue cheese, what do you call that thing? Chocolate chips, all kind of style, and she's created, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then her net income on a weekly basis will be $100.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine if she does that every week, she'll have at least $400 extra. So I mean, with taking out all her costs,
Yes.
so that's $400 per month times 12. That's $4,800. So you see that when you have that side hustle, it can help you save your money. You understand where I'm from? And it should be something that you'll enjoy doing. And you don't expect that you're going to make $1 million or be rich. I think we need to follow some other what do you call these other ethnic groups where
I wasn't even going to help you with that. I knew that's exactly where you were going.
right, where if you see them start off very small and they build and they build and they build and they build, but I think we as a people we love instant gratification, and that is creating the problem that we have I'm seeing. But at St. John's again, we have the help to have the multiple accounts they can save towards a particular purpose, which I personally do.
We are looking at encouraging our people to save, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you both indicated that you don't think that we're doing as well as we could. I can attest to that. I'm a personal example. Oh boy. Okay, yes. Get that out the way. Guilt. What y'all come here for? To make me feel guilty today?
No,
it's
it's
a new
good.
year. January just started.
No, it's good, man. Let it go, and then we start forward. Go forward from there.
That's all right. See you tomorrow, Jack. Come start the business. But seriously though, because I have been like, and I'm not picking on anybody, because people like to say you're picking fat people, right? Last year, about after Carnival, of course it couldn't be before Carnival. After Carnival, I started this thing. Every time a fete was on the horizon, I put the fete money, the cost of the ticket, in a piggy bank. And every time there was another fete, I put it in a piggy bank. Now, a friend of mine said, you could afford to put the fete money in the piggy bank. I said, no, this is my realization, my guilt, because I really, really want to go to the fete. So I'm going to pick, these are the fetes I'm going to do, only these. But every other one, act as if I'm going and put the money in a piggy bank. It worked very well. Let me say that. Well. I actually started for the year already. Certain 2 fetes for the year that I would have loved to go that I didn't get to go. I put the money in the piggy bank. It works. The reason why I mentioned that though is because, like you said earlier, Kati, and that's how you alluded to it, we are a consumption-driven society. We don't think about things like insurance as a priority. Well, not that we, enough of us don't. We don't think about things like saving, getting ready for retirement, and so on. And you then, Kati, mentioned the whole that it's almost in our DNA, for want of a better word. I know that sounds bad to say, but it really feels like it is in our DNA. Has the credit union, or has your team, your marketing team, and you guys been thinking of perhaps out of the box ways? Because it's good, and I'm glad that you're here to share with us. But have we been trying to think of other ways that we could encourage our people? Because like we said, the children, they're very good at saving when they're in school. And then quite a number of them will fall off as they become adults, because there's just lots of things. Antigua has gone from being super boring to overly exciting. You know, the kind of way? And not just fetes. There's a lot of everything to do.
On,
So I don't know, is it possible we could think of, I don't know if it's come to you guys. I have no clue what these out of the box ways are. Let me be honest. I'm putting y'all on the spot because I don't know. I just find that we need to find the ways to convince our people.
Yeah, couple ways of convincing person.
And hold on there. Black people. So the thing the main attack. Black people in particular. Okay, go ahead.
Couple ways. People tend to learn from watching other people. So you have examples of individuals that have done it, have moved from one stage of life to the next, that have a good savings, that have pretty good entrepreneurs, pretty solid persons. Maybe you can have them, highlight them if they want to be highlighted. Although what we do, we work on social media because that's the next way our members tend to interact. So we try and do training via our social media, like our Facebook. What's the Facebook page again? It's on social media.
That's called St. John's Co-operative Credit Union.
Yes.
Right. And we have lectures on it in terms of how to save. I think I did a series on it about saving towards during the Christmas season and stuff like that.
And we had other tutorials
tutorials
leading up to Christmas.
Right.
And we have information on the FlexiBox accounts.
What's that flexi box?
Those that I mentioned, the
so
Christmas, the summer, the retirement. Where
like you want to replace the box holders and then
yeah, you determine the amount and the term.
Okay.
Right. But in terms of the Christmas club, that started in December, and at the end of November, your interest plus what you would have been saved calculated, and it goes to you.
You're right.
But the others, you have flexibility with when you would start them.
Okay. And also what we'd probably be doing, I know for sure for this year, we're going to make a strong appeal and come on your shows, like your shows on Petra, go on other shows, try to pump the message, because also next part to teach people, you have to tell them something 9 times, they say, in order for them to get it in. So we have to be a messenger and be sending out this message and so on and so forth, so that we can get people to go. And and hopefully if we can get one, they say if one soul is saved, all of heaven rejoices. So if we can get one person in,
that's a good one.
Yeah, if we get one person, we start there and build from there. So that's a strategy we're trying to implement.
Right. So Pichu, just like you said you have a piggy bank and you put in your FET money there. We're going to send you a piggy saver, which is what St. John's Co-operative Credit Union offers, because we're not a bank, so we have a piggy saver. And so
I need to rename it to piggy saver.
No. Use your piggy bank for your FET, and use your piggy saver for your...
You want me? Wait. You want me to save more money again?
No, because your FET money is going to the FET.
No. The FET, no. Here's what I do. When Farmers Zone is going to be a bad example because I'm going to Farmers Zone. Okay. Not advertising for them, but I'm going to that. So say there's a FET this weekend. I am not going to the FET.
Okay.
But the FET is $150.
Okay.
Or the FET is $75. I pull out the money out of my little money as if I go into the FET.
And
then I stick that into the saving.
Okay. So that's a good way,
because otherwise when I have no retirement money, all the money going to FET money.
But sometimes, we as a nation and people, sometimes we're stressed and we want to go and we want to socialize, but we have to limit. We have to do everything in moderation.
That is why I have to try and save the FET money so I don't go.
Yeah, that's a good thing that you're doing. But there are persons who want to go to every
I know. So for me, like I was telling somebody, okay, you like to lime on Saturdays? Yeah. Okay, so one Saturday a month, how much money you have to spend? You don't lime that Saturday? Oh, yes. Yeah. For those of you who are on social media saw what I did. For the rest of you, didn't see very good. And you put that in the savings. Because I think for us, sometimes it almost has to become sacrificial.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, you don't want to take it to that extreme. But when you've lived 20 years and then you look over in the savings account, and you look over where the savings account is supposed to be, and there's nothing there, you have a problem.
Yeah.
Right. So it's planning, budgeting,
sacrifice.
Yeah, being realistic. And as I tell people, your budget, because you have to put gas. If you have a car, you have to put gas in it. If you don't have a car, you have to pay for transportation.
Yes.
So you have to look at all of your needs, those, and prioritize those. And then in terms of, as I said to people, when I'm doing my budget, my hair, because my hair has to look good.
Yes, we know.
And so
Toya does not play with her hair.
Yeah.
Let me testify.
A figure there for, the hairdresser. So she has to be paid. And, you list down the things that are your needs. And then somewhere along the line, I look at my wants. If it is that I want to go on a vacation, start planning towards the vacation. Whether it be the figure is there and I divide it by 12, so I am actively budgeting, right? And then I have entertainment. I'll put something there, and
after I pass here, money done. So she gone to entertainment.
Yes.
No.
I was gonna bake your noodle a little more. I went on YouTube and find out. I want to say, at my age, at 40, how much money?
Wait, hold on. So long you parted, you only 40? Carry on, brother. Carry on. Yes, you went and checked out how much money you should save for you at 40.
At 40. The guy said that is supposed to have 10 times or 4 times your annual salary. So
what?
So I said, okay, all right, tell you what, I am not nowhere close to that. Let me
wait, slow down. Repeat that. Just for scientific.
So his as he said, your net worth, meaning your savings, whatever assets you have,
Right.
whatever, should be 4 times your annual salary. So and that is in order for you to live very comfortably when you reach 60 or so on and so forth. So because what he said to you, put it in money in savings accounts over a period of time, the interest rate will carry them up and all that kind of thing. Of course, in the US they have stock markets that will do those things. But in Antigua, so I'm saying, okay, tell you what, I have 10 years within the 40 range. So I'm going to try and develop that within the 10 years proposal. So I say that to say is that it don't have to happen tomorrow, next week, or a year. You just want to make sure that at least you have 1 foot forward every day.
Yes,
and
at
then
least make an attempt.
Yeah, and as you see, when they hit at the end of the road, you see where you reach, and you'll be in a very, very good spot. But you have to do something. You can't not do anything.
I have 2 questions. One of our listeners wants to know, what does the credit union offer for Antiguans in the diaspora? Can the Antiguans in the diaspora access the credit union?
Yes, and a little ticklish, especially for the U.S. citizens because of
them. Who
of,
is them?
Of FATCA.
And de-risking.
And de-risking, yeah. We used to do a lot of this.
Hold on, you mean FATCA and de-risking and touch everything? They don't leave anything unturned?
No.
Okay, carry on.
I'll give you an example. We used to do wires to Japan for car loans and stuff like that. And because of the whole de-risking and compliance, the particular banks, told us they can't facilitate our transaction, third party transaction. So all the members that came to, buy the vehicle loans, and we used to do that service, so they don't have to go to the bank lines or wait anything. We just processed it for them. That stopped. So that's so that is the situation that creates the difficulty in dealing with especially U.S. citizens.
So okay, so let me answer in a question. So if they want to do business with a credit union, it's better off that they come on down.
Yeah,
bring it in a suitcase. Small suitcase, less than $10,000.
Yes,
10,000 or 25,000.
We're still hoping with everything that is happening and the negotiations that we will be back on track sometime.
Oh, okay.
soon.
So you are actively working on it.
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Right. So we're hopeful that something will happen so that we can members who live abroad can do their transaction. For the Caribbean, we have in terms of if you have your ATM card, you can utilize it in some of the countries like St. Kitts, Dominica.
Really?
Yeah.
With the regular ATM system?
The regular St. John's Co-operative Credit Union system.
And I don't want to be telling tales of the school, but we're actually looking at international debit. We're looking at it. We haven't started it yet, but we are actually looking at it.
Awesome.
To help our members, with the saving as well as to spend overseas and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, like I said, we are whale and they're fish, and so we still operate in the same space, financial space. So St. John's, we're trying to cater for all our members because ease of business is what happening. And we also have an app, isn't it? No? Yeah, we have an app.
The mobile app.
The mobile app as well.
My
so that
SJCCU on the go. And so you can download it and from the Play Store and you can view your transactions. You can transfer money from one member to the next.
From one member to the next?
Yes. Let's suppose you wanted to pay me some money. You could do a transfer.
Yeah. She had to say pay me. She can say
but it's a typical women.
She could give me some money.
That's women. They say pay you. They say I'm going to give you any money. So I'm not surprised.
That's one thing. The other thing too, I know it's for those persons who are not credit union members, because that's one of the things I like to sell. That even when you borrow, you save. No.
Yeah.
Yes?
Oh yeah.
Right. So if one of you could just walk us through that little element there, that when you borrow, because when you're repaying your loan.
Right. So when you borrow, your part of your agreement is that you save while you borrow, while you repay. Right.
So by the time you're done paying back your loan, you also have a savings.
Yes.
Getting interest as well.
Getting interest, and that money belongs to you.
So, as we look to wrap up, and ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to We're the Ones with Petra Williams on Point. Of course, it's on Point FM because you're here.
Yes.
And with me in studios are two representatives from the St. John's Co-operative Credit Union. We have Catherine Weston, the financial manager, and you have the operations manager, Latoya Augustine. I said it right? Augustine, not Teen, Augustine. Auguste?
Yes.
I'm so accustomed to not calling. Listen, from Saturday, I'm going to call you by your last name until I get it right. Okay? All right.
So that's a bot name, so you have to practice.
Just in wrapping up, though, I'd like for each of you, what would be the one or two things that you would want? We've had a pretty extensive discussion, but what would be that one or two things you'd want to resonate in the minds of our listeners as we wrap up today?
I think for me, start planning where you want to be in life. I think that's very important. And once you start to plan, everything will fall in place because you know what you expect and you know what to do, you know. So there's a saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I like people start planning. What is it that I want to do? What is it I want to achieve? And then go from there. And also, if you need help, just come by the credit union, St. John's.
Toya?
Okay, so I want to challenge persons to develop a savings and investment culture. So invest in your future. As I said, the credit union is owned by its members, and so shares can be purchased as $5 a share. And so I'm encouraging persons to do so and to come into either of our locations, Mandolin Place, Forest Hill Road, or Lower All Saints Road, opposite the health center. That's our head office. Come in and sign up for one of those flexi box accounts, right? And start today. Start somewhere. If you're not a member, it's always a good day to become a member at St. John's Co-operative Credit Union. So contact us, come in. Okay, so, and live within your means. So start budgeting, start planning, and focus on you. Start today. And prioritize your needs first. Then the wants will come somewhere along the line.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you both for coming in with us.
No pleasure.
The doors are open. We can always have... I want to discuss next time about those shares at St. John's Cooperative Credit Union. Oh, I'm an interest in my dividends. I'm a dividends. Time to get my dividends. Yeah, but... this whole issue of savings is critical. I don't think the ethnic black people in Antigua in particular take it seriously enough. I'm saying that because we know the others do,
they
right? And we probably need to have them start to teach us what they do that we don't do, if they would share.
They call it group economics. So that within a group, as a family or a group, they practice cooperative economics where they help each other. And
but we throw box and so as a group. We have group savings.
You get your box money, you use it off yourself, or your government, or your somewhere. They're reinvesting the money that they would have saved.
They have group economics on a whole other level.
So we have got to get some of that group thing going, even if it's not our generation. Pass it on to the next ones coming behind of us, because we got to do differently. We got to do better. Anyways, on that note, thank you very much, both of you, for coming in, and we look forward to greater days for the credit union, to see it go from strength to strength, because once it grows, like you guys said, it's the membership that would grow and benefit and prosper.
So that's still another thing. I think when you were there, our asset base was like 15 to 20 million. No, we are about 115 million.
What?
150 million.
That's just the other day I was on the supervisory committee.
I know. So we've been growing.
Things are going. That's my credit union.
St. John's Co-operative Credit Union. Check us out. Call us 480-1300, 480-1301, or call our credit department 480-1311.
Excellent way to end. Contact the credit union and get your savings going. Thank you very much, both of you. All right, bye-bye. Thanks, guys. All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and we will have a short break.